Thank you so much for the introduction. We work a lot together, have lots of projects and ideas, and I'm so glad I can share that uh, at the conference today and together with title publishers. So I'm full of ideas as usual, and I'd like to use my presentation time to share these practical approaches that I develop. The main approach that I use is called surprise pedagogy. My greatest idea, the most valuable idea that I might have, is that the key to education nowadays in this modern world is to get students surprised, because surprised people usually want to learn. Our problem, the problem of education now, is indifference. When people are indifferent, they don't learn. So today we'll speak about surprise pedagogy tools to tackle urgent challenges in education. So first of all, about the challenges. Just a moment. I hope I will not have technical challenges. Yeah. So that is a metaphor. That is not a sportsman. That is a modern teacher. Multitasking, overworking, struggling and striving. You see the guy is trying to do lots of work at the same time and still getting up. And that's a good metaphor of a modern teacher. A good student is usually like that. When a student is really ambitious, it is about the same. Like that's the way our students, our learners of English live. And in this situation, we realize that being overloaded with information, tons of different sources, different approaches, different data we need to remember, we need to do something with that. We have lots of tools. We have tools to structure information. We have tools to store information. But my idea is that information is not enough. We should humanize it. Some time ago, it was a challenge to add technology to education. So technology was a tool that worked. But today, we see that what students really lack is the personality of a teacher. Like if you want to learn some material, you can easily find it in the internet. But still, courses for teachers, well, courses for students, I mean, for learners, tutors, private tutors, and all kinds of ELT professionals are very popular. I mean, students don't want to learn the material just from the net. They want a real person to teach them. And it's important to add this personality, to add this human touch to the material that our students are given. So at the lesson, we teach material plus give some part of our personality to our students. That's how it works. And an important thing here is that knowledge, to be well digested, should be given some delicious taste, like in this GIF animation. When we see that this baby is kind of manipulated into taking this spoon of, let me say, knowledge, maybe gerunds, maybe vocabulary. So this spoon, it's also a metaphor here. Chocolate is surprise pedagogy and the tools I'm going to speak about today. And the spoon of porridge is the material we want to teach. So when I ask my students, what is a good lesson? When I ask teachers, what is a good lesson? Many students and many teachers say that a good lesson is an interesting lesson. They use lots of adjectives here, but more than half use the word interesting to describe a good lesson. And I went deeper into that and analyzed the words and Well, actually, interesting means arousing curiosity, holding and catching attention. And here it is connected to the word surprise. Like when people are, surprise means to strike with wonder or amazement. So when you are surprised, you pay attention to what surprised you. And that is an important thing because we have tons of information, but we should focus it. We should focus it differently. We can scare our students and say, okay, if you don't learn this particular rule, you will be punished. But it's much more productive to get students surprised and interested. I'll adjust a few examples. The first example is just from our conference landing. Usually conference landing, what we expect from a conference landing is a speaker or a bunch of speakers and the picture of people sitting in the room. Here at the conference, the SKY's conference, what catches our attention is the superhero person. And when you remember the images, you recall the images of the conferences, you're more likely to remember the superhero character, not just some unknown speaker. I mean, I just took a random IT conference. So that is an important thing to draw attention of our learners, students, audience, because education is about focuses, actually. So surprise pedagogy dwells on several aspects. First of all, what we can use at the lesson are the surprising facts. Here we've got two countries. Do you know what do these countries have in common? That is Australia and the United States of America. I have it in my course, America Online, which I'm going to have in June. So you can go to this link or join my page and get the answer. But I think I will share the answer to you as well now. Both countries are English speaking, which is quite easy. But a more important and interesting thing, in both countries, English is not an official language. So there is no federal law that you are obliged to speak English in the United States or in Australia. That's interesting. Many people think that if it is in English-speaking countries, it is a law. They have a law, federal law about it. But here, they don't have it. So it's a fact from culture, politics, general knowledge that can be surprising for our students. One more surprising fact. I've got bounty here. All students know how to spell bounty because it's marketing. It's everywhere. Everyone knows how to pronounce bounty. No one says bounty. They say bounty. But not so many people know what it really means. Bounty means a reward. And Russian students, if they know this meaning, they can use it. They can say, okay, give me bounty. I'd like bounty. Where is my bounty? And they should be given not the chocolate bars. They should be given money or whatever they were promised to be given. So bounty also means a reward. So many people know how to spell it and to pronounce it, but not so many people know what it really means. These are surprising facts. When it comes to surprising methods, we should speak of tools. And that is what I love doing. I develop tools that help teachers to teach more effectively. What I do is I take some tools that should not belong to education. For example, a grammar mug. How can you use it in education? How can you use some, things from the kitchen in education? But I make it work in the classroom. I'll probably stop my presentation and show how it works in person. So I'm getting back to the camera. Do you see me? Yeah. So I stopped. Yeah. So now it works. So that is a grammar mug. So what I do, I go to my students with this mug, and I take, I don't know, Fanta or milk. It's the first time I'm doing it with the milk. Actually, usually I use something like Fanta because it's yellow, it's bright, but milk will also work. So I pour some milk here, and we can see imperative. So milk highlights the words. So you say imperative, help, read, eat. We add more milk here, and we have the highlight of a sentence. They help, I read, you eat. Yeah, still, I think yellow would work better because it's brighter. But anyway, we can see it. Here we've got a general question. Did they help? Will I read? Do they help? Can we play? So that's a general question. And finally, we've got a special question. So that's the way I teach word order. It is very much understandable by the Russian colleagues because we know that our students do not have, our language does not have the auxiliary verb here. So in Russian, you can say why you eat, and students will think it's okay, because in Russian we have such word order, why you eat. So students usually skip this. But if you skip it, it will mean that you have milk here, no milk in the middle, and milk again. So that's a problem. So we should have every element, actually. And it's important to put it in this order. So by pouring this milk, and even by drinking it, I show how grammar works, how word order works. One more tool is that I use, that is a patented tool in Russia, that is Grape, grammar blocks. Why Grape? Because it's a tool to grab grammar. I believe some theoretical aspects should be not just visualized, but should be made touchable. Students understand better when they have different senses to use. And definitely the idea of surprise here is also very important, because when you use a grammar cube, you use just 4 blocks, but these 4 blocks you can use to make 364 sentences. And that is surprising for students. They say it's impossible, especially when I tell them, okay, by the end of the lesson, in 20 minutes, you will be able to make 364 sentences in English. And they say that won't work. We are beginners. We don't know English. Well, we just don't know, well, the grammar rules and so on and so forth. I just give them the grades, and then they can make really 364 sentences with the help of these blocks. And all the sentences will be correct. So that's one more surprise for our students. And the last but not least tool that I'm going to show is this puzzle. And again, what surprises students is the particular result that I announce. We have 17 letters here, but with the help of these 17 letters, students can make 10,500 words. So when you say your students, okay, when you tell your students, like, by the end of the lesson, you will know everything about past simple. It doesn't sound really motivating. It's about learning one more rule. But when you're very precise, and when you give particular numbers, students are impressed. And they measure their success. And then they see that it's possible, it's approachable. So you can make words here. So I can, what words can I use? I can make the word NATE here, National Association of Teachers of English. So let's do it together. So I take N here. Oh, I'll put it, yeah. It's difficult to do it when you have it reverse, but I'll try. So A will go here. So we have nay already. Nay. We need T. Yeah, T is here. And then we need E. So we spell words with our hands. So we learn how to spell, but doing so, we do not write. Usually, to learn to spell, you need to write words. And you write Friday, Thursday, Wednesday to learn how the word should be spelled. But here, you do not write, you just make it with a puzzle. Yeah. So these are just a few examples of tools that I use. Coming back to the philosophy of surprise pedagogy, just a moment. Let me open the slides with the philosophy. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Oh, it's the first slide again, but revision is also important. So surprising tools and surprising methods. Well, actually, in any sphere, the potential is defined by the tools available to specialists. If you build a house and you have great tools, you will build the house easier, yeah? And the house will be better. So my idea as teacher, trainer, and author is to create such tools, and I create them in this context of surprise pedagogy. And that is GRAPE, grammar cube, grammar blocks. That's what I said about 364 combinations, touching and touchable grammar, and kinesthetic learners, because, well, actually, learners are different. 1/3 of learners are kinesthetic, they need to touch things, and that's exactly what I let them do. On the whole, surprise pedagogy is not about this particular tools. Surprise pedagogy is about finding methods, facts, ideas that will give this first impulse to the students. They should realize that learning a language, on the one hand, is practical, on the other hand, is manageable, and which is more important, it is something that they personally need, and that is something that is personally interesting for them. I can show you one more example that you can use. I don't know, like today's Thursday, yeah, like you can use it tomorrow, for example, at the lesson. It doesn't need any particular tools. You can use it with young learners. So when I go to young learners, I ask them, well, children, tell me please, why do you need English? How will you use English? And they say a lot of things like, okay, we will read books, we will learn songs and understand people. So they say different things. And then I say that with the help of English, they are able to do some magic tricks. So magic is available for them. And I show them this trick. So you see, that's a bunch of materials, sheets. I just put them like this, and I'm holding it as if it flies. My students say, "Fly, please," and I make sheets of paper fly, and they're surprised. They want to repeat it. They say, "How can you do that?" And my message here is that English opens these magic doors. You can do magic things if you use English, because most of spells are in foreign languages, in Latin, like in Harry Potter, yeah? So magic is about a foreign language. You need a foreign language for magic. And students want to repeat it. Students want to do it with other things, like they say, okay, fly a book. Or they take a pen and say, okay, this pen, fly. And I can do it with anything, actually. It can also fly. Or my puzzle can fly. I will actually disclose how I do it, so you can try it with your students. And by doing so, you will add some surprise pedagogy um, trifle starlight to your lesson. So that's how I do it. That's pretty simple. But never tell your young students how you do it, because then the magic will disappear. So the idea here, teachers should humanize the materials. It's not enough to type past simple in Google or Yandex, find 31 million results, and be happy with that. Students are not happy with that. They find a tutor. They look for courses, in English teaching courses. They look for a teacher. They need a person to teach them. And the more you add emotion to your lesson, the more you add surprise to your lesson, the more humanized the material is, the better. And it is especially important today when everything is like digital, you can download things. But again, I believe that modern education is still about the person who is teaching and about the person who is studying. So that is the key idea that I'd like to present today. I'm open to your questions. And here is a slide with my contacts, including the contacts of National Association of Teachers of English and our conference that had been mentioned, digital change in the ELT community. You can join our conference at natemissis.ru. That is going to be great. It's our 26th conference. So we've been doing it. Well, it's like most of my students are younger than the conference that we have. So that is going to be a great event, and I do invite you there. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, you can ask them now or later. Just a moment. Oh, I have something in the chat. Oh. Yeah, I see. Yeah, thank you for the questions. I do see the questions. I'll read them aloud. First of all, where you can get these tools. I have here, I have several partners actually, but my main partner who has all the games, and it's kind of easier to order everything in one place. That is Play and Learn online shop. And I have, oh my goodness, that's it. Yeah, Play and Learn, Stepichev, you can see the last link here, playandlearn.ru. Or you can contact me directly as an author, and I can show everything and send it to you. One more question is about age limitations. Grammar mug is used, well, yeah, I'll read the question aloud. So yeah, thank you for the characteristics that it's a brilliant idea to use grammar mark for the students. I would agree that this tool is best used with lower levels of students. What do I use for higher levels? Well, on the one hand, yeah, I do agree that for lower level students, it is better. But at the same time, I also teach adults, and for them, some of my tools that are viewed as toys, educational toys or educational games by lower level students, These adult students, they look at them as models. So it's no crime to show the grammar mug to adults if it comes to age. Yeah. If it comes to level, definitely grammar mug is just about simple tenses. So we need more sophisticated tools, and I do have such tools. I have this grammar blocks. That is a simple one, and that is a more sophisticated one. It is printed on a 3D printer, and you can make any sentence you want, actually. That is, he wanted her to stop working. Let's say, okay, he wanted to stop working himself. Or maybe he just wanted to stop. So you can show how grammar works by adding elements like a constructor. And you can change the tense here. So again, it's for kinesthetic learners, but oh, he wants. We should add s here. It's possible to do so. Yeah. So this tool is more sophisticated, but oh, it is here. Yeah. You can use it for any students actually. Yeah, just a moment. That's it. Yeah. Our NATE conference will be online. Yeah, it is online. Some other tools that I use cards. I play cards at the lesson. Irregular verbs, phrasal verbs, different vocabulary. It's more difficult to show cards online because as with any game, you should play the game to see how it works. It's not so easy to demonstrate it. But you can watch the videos of me and students playing games and my colleagues and students playing games like that to get a better idea of how it works for higher level students. Yeah, thank you so much for your attention. I'll probably give the floor to the next speaker. And if you have more questions, I can come back in a couple of minutes.